Today we're going to be ranking the studio albums by Rob Zombie, famous rock star, movie director, actor, producer. He dabbles in a little bit of everything. But today we're going to be focusing and we're going to be ranking his 6 studio albums. He's got some good material here, and he's got some not so good. And we're going to jump right into starting at the worst and working our way up to the top. Coming in at the bottom, for me personally, is going to be... These titles are so long. Oh my gosh, I got to look at my notes. So pay no attention to me as I look at my notes. Just look at this cool artwork. This is the Electric, Warlock, Acid, Witch, Satanic, Orgy, Celebration, Dispenser from 2016. And it's his worst album, in my opinion. It's a pretty short record, coming in at 31 minutes and 23 seconds. It was an industrial metal album, recorded on Zodiac Swan Records with T-Boy Records as well, and Universal Music. Produced by Zeus, which is sort of a new name to me anyway in the rock scene. Zombie described it as his most heaviest and most effed up musical monster to date. It is heavy. It is heavy. I'll give it that. The single "Everybody's Effing in a UFO," it just sounds so much like something else. I want to say a System of a Down song. Everybody living now. Everybody cries. Everybody living now. Everybody. What is that? It's a non-stop disco, betcha. It's the disco, bet you didn't know. Hoo-hoo. Oh. Violent. And the kind of you get on your TV. Ow! Yeah, so I don't know. It just reminds me of multiple songs at the same time, and it really distracts me from enjoying the song because it sounds so much like at least 2 songs. One of them being System of a Down's Violent Ography. You got some really seriously long song titles here. The Last of the Demons Defeated, Satanic, Cyanide, The Killer Rocks On, The Life and Times of a Teenage Rock God. Kind of enjoyed that one a little bit. Well, Everybody's Effing in a UFO, like I already talked about. A Hearse That Overturns with the Coffin Bursting Open. The Hideous Exhibitions of a Dedicated Gore Something. Medication for the Melancholy. That's probably the most simplistic title you're going to get on here. Everything else is just psychotic, My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy wordplay. Like, in the age of the consecrated vampire, we all get high. Super Doom Hex Gloom Part 1. Are we going to get a Super Doom Hex Gloom Part 2? We could. When I was a kid, I always wanted sequels to songs. I wanted that from some country songs, and now I'm starting to get it with some rock and roll, and it's pretty awesome. Love that. Love sequel songs. Waiting for that Unforgiven 4 to come out. Because you're Unforgiven 4. Unforgiven 4. Unforgiven 4. 4. You get super... Oh, yeah. In the Bone Pile is a shorter title. Only 4 words. Get Your Boots On. That's the end of rock and roll. And Word-a-lack. What is a Word-a-lack? You got John 5 on guitars. He left Marilyn Manson's band and he joined Rob Zombie. You got Piggy D on bass, Ginger Fish on drums, and Zeus, the producer, on keyboards and programming. So that's kind of weird that the producer is in the band, but hey, it works. Well, it didn't really work on this one for me. But we're going to move on. We kind of went a little bit more into detail in that one than usual. I'm going to try some different things on this channel. I do have a new camera. Working on it today. I'm working on getting a new camera today. Might have to order it, so I don't know. But please like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Doing hundreds of these ranking the album videos. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to jump into the next album. Coming up next for me personally, and I'm not liking these album covers either. This one's a little bit better than the last one we talked about. This is Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor from 2013. And I was kind of meh on this one. Didn't, it was better, it is better than the Electric Warlock ... But he initially released the single on Record Store Day of 2013 with the B-side Teenage Nafrstafu something on 10-inch colored vinyl printed on reverse groove with artwork by Alex Horley. So it's kind of interesting way to kick the album off. Let's see, they had a 3D sticker cover with the making of the album. Yeah, this one's okay. Dead City Radio and the New Gods of Supertown, written by Zombie 5 and Bob Marley. Not bad, not bad. You got Revelation, the theme for the Rat Vendor. Oh, I actually do like Ging Gang Gong, Die Do Gong Dee Laga Raga. Man, Ging Gang Gong Dee Dong Da Gang 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 Raga. Rock and roll in a black hole. Behold the pretty filthy creatures. White trash freaks. We're an American band. We're an American band. That's an interesting cover. And I think it was done pretty well. Lucifer Rising, the girl who loves the monsters, and trade in your guns for a coffin. Interesting. We're going to take a look. Oh, there's a larger... I don't know if these people are officially... I guess because it's Rob Zombie solo, I guess everybody that's playing musicians, it's just this huge list. You got John 5 and Piggy D again, Ginger Fish, and then you got Bob Marley on a bunch of stuff. Josh Freese, who is a really talented musician, plays with everybody. Green Day is the one that pops into my head first, but he plays with every band ever. Josh Freese. Kevin and Kane Kirko, and Zeus, and Chris Marley, and Bob Marley. There's some brother love on this thing, I guess, or husbands, I don't know. And some voice actresses. Interesting. So yeah, that one was kind of meh for me. Not really scratching the itch. But we're going to move on to some of the better Rob Zombie albums, and coming up next is going to be this one. And this is these album titles and the song titles are crazy. Do I look like him? Okay, so this is Heck Billy Deluxe, Noble Jackals, Penny Dreadfuls, and the systematic dehumanization of the cool. This album had some pretty good songs on it, in my opinion. It came out in February 2nd of 2010. It was reissued in September of the same year for some reason. It was recorded 2 years prior, almost 2 years prior. It's got some alternative metal along with the industrial metal. It's a little bit on the longer side at 46 minutes and 20 seconds. It's on Roadrunner Records / Loud and Proud. Rob Zombie self-produced, which is usually a good sign of a good album. Let's see, it was delayed. Oh, it was delayed because of Halloween 2 that Rob Zombie was making. And delayed again due to lack of promotion. Ouch. There wasn't enough time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Geffen Records. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so we're just going to jump into the track list here. Sick Bubblegum and What were my first introductions to this album. And those were pretty good. Those were pretty good Rob Zombie singles to my ears. Mars Needs Women, Werewolf Baby. I did hear some of those, I think, before the album dropped. And kind of got me excited about the album. Werewolf Woman, Women of the SS is interesting. And yeah, there's just, it's a pretty solid album. And again, we'll show you that's the sequel to his prior album by kind of the same name. And we're gonna move on up the list. This album came out. Oh, this one was very different, and I liked it. I liked it because it was different. I am a Rob Zombie fan, but I really enjoyed the stylistic change that came with 2006's Educated Horses. I like the album title. I'm not sure why. But it came out in early 2006 in March 28th. Recorded at the Chop Shop in Hollywood, California. And again, this is sort of... it says for genre, I'm on Wikipedia here, it has it listed as industrial metal and alternative metal, but I feel like Rob Zombie was kind of doing some different things here. It's 38 minutes, 25 seconds on Geffen Records. Self-titled, self-produced along with Scott Humphrey on additional production. Foxy Foxy came out on Valentine's Day of that year. American Witch and Let It Bleed Out came out as well. He talks about remembering his family, being in the carnival business, the circus business, and he spent all this childhood time there, and so that's where the Educated Horses came from. They would call the trained animals educated horses. It feels like this album is extremely different, but there's not really any mention of it here. Okay, so yeah, it's more of an acoustic album. It does still contain his more morbid, creepy, crawly type of songs. But he is influenced by glam rock. I want to say there's like a country influence on this album, right? It did do pretty well. It sold 120,000 copies. Lords of Salem was nominated for a Grammy. Yeah, it's a pretty great album. We'll look at the band that he had on this one. The personnel, kind of the same. You got a different bass player, Blasco. Tommy Clufidos on drums. Scott Humphrey. So the producers always do it. Tommy Lee and Jason Freese. And Audrey Wakeman. A lot of performers on a Rob Zombie album. It takes a lot. It takes an army, right? Moving on from that that's the longest title that he's ever had. Hellbilly Deluxe 2, Noble Jackals, Penny Dreadfuls, and the Systematic Dehumanization of the Cool. Educated Horses, yeah. Is about the same. So yeah, Educated Horses, I don't know what I'm talking about. Educated Horses, pretty darn good in my opinion, 2006 record. We're moving on to a different one. Where is it? Where is it, people? This came out in late 2001. Here it is. Sinister Urge. This one's pretty fantastic. November 13th, 2001 at the Chop Shop in Hollywood. 39 minutes, kind of a standard length. Absolutely love the singles on this one. Feel So Numb. Just takes me back to my junior year of high school. Demon Speeding. Dead Girl Superstar with Carrie King as a feature. Never Gonna Stop, the Red Groovy. Absolutely got me into a really great another fandom of A Clockwork Orange. Actually, I may have already been a Clockwork Orange fan, and Rob Zombie just really got me into it again with the video. If you don't know, the things in Never Gonna Stop, the Red Groovy, are they're from A Clockwork Orange, which is a great novel and a great film. Extremely controversial. I got in trouble for my dad was watching A Clockwork Orange with me, and I had to have been younger, and it got turned off pretty quick. It's extremely graphic. Ironhead featuring Ozzy Osbourne is a really great duet. Let's see, Go to California. I'm not really remembering right now what that sounds like. But Feel So Numb is another one of my all-time favorites from Mr. Zombie. We got another part 1 on here, Transylvanian Transmissions Part 1. Will we get a sequel? We'll just have to wait and see. Or if you know that there is a sequel, let me know in the comments. Oh, I'm so full. I just ate a whole bunch of pizza and a whole bunch of ice cream. Bring Her Down to Crippletown. Oh, man, that's not very nice. Scum of the Earth is a great one. And House of a Thousand Corpses. Really, I'm a huge fan of that movie and a huge fan of the song. And actually has a bonus track on here called Unholy 3, which is, kind of about the Devil's Rejects. Again, this one, let's see, got Riggs on guitar, Blasco, Tempesta, M. Greiner, Ozzy Osbourne, lot of, man. Oh, man, so many people on here. DJ Lethal, Mixmaster Mike, Gary Grant, Gary Novak. So many huge names on here. Really awesome. Really awesome. Really loving the Sinister Urge. But while Sinister Urge is great, and I love banging that thing, that didn't sound right. There is one album that is at the #1 spot. Have you guys narrowed it down, or you're not following along closely enough to do that? That's okay. I never figure it out either. Like other people doing these ranking the studio albums, they're like, well, you know what the #1 is because you've heard all the other ones. That's not how this works. You forget it. There's, Anyway, coming in #1. This is, I got to read this. Hellbilly Deluxe. 13 Tales of Cadaverous Cavorting Inside the Spook Show International. Did I get that cover right? Trying to grow my hair out on screen. Can't do it. I'm bald. This album is pretty darn fantastic. Came out August 25th, 98. I discovered Rob Zombie pretty, around this time, and this album is just crazy good. You got Super Beast. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and Salem in the back of my Dracula. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dracula. Takes me back to middle school, man, when we just thought that Rob Zombie was the wildest, craziest thing out there, right? Living Dead Girl, allow me, to me, Living Dead Girl. Perversion 99, Demonoid Phenomenon, come on, get on, get on, get off. Really love that. I remember when I saw the video to that one. Man, I'm stuttering today. Spook Show Baby, How to Make a Monster, Meet the Creeper, The Ballad of Resurrection Joe, and Rosa Bleep. What Lurks on Channel X? Probably monsters and demons and regurgitated jackals and Penny Dreadful systematic dehumanized satanic orgy celebration dispenser wizards and monsters and sinister horses and things. The Beginning of the End. Ooh, yeah, that's a cool song to end on. Rob Zombie does a bunch of stuff on here with sort of this typical lineup. You got Tommy Lee on drums again. Chris Lord-Alge is just all over the place on my favorite albums. So yeah, this one, Hellbilly Deluxe, I think it did really well for Rob Zombie. It definitely kicked his career off. Debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200. Sold 121,000 copies. And 500,000 at some point. And number 42. It was silver certification in the country. A lot of great accolades. A lot of great things. Accolades for this acid tripping heckbilly. But this is just absolutely fantastic. Really love this album a lot. Really cool artwork there. You guys ready for a bonus round right now? I didn't have any physical copies of those. I always prefer doing these videos with CDs in hand if I'm able to. And guess what? I got a CD in hand. We're going to talk about Pink. I'm just kidding. We're not going to talk about Pink. We're going to stick with Rob Zombie. This is Past, Present, and Future, which came out in 2003. And this is one of the best put together greatest hits. I'm going to try to make this face. Did I get it? Check it out. I actually got an interesting story about this. So this does have explicit content. So I went to, I think, Kmart when I was, I would have been 17 or 18 when this came out. Got it home. Well, actually, before I left Kmart, I knew I was going to have to get rid of this song title. If you don't know what it is, look up the 16th track on Past, Present, and Future. I didn't want to go home with it in here. I carved it out. Told my parents that's how it was made. But anyway, I even cut some stuff out of the booklet. Which is blasphemy, right? Check out this music CD. You got the, what does that say? Videos, DVD. And you got some really cool artwork there. Okay. Old picture of Rob Zombie from like 80 something. The man doesn't age. Not as much as I do anyway. There's him from maybe 2000 something. Dude doesn't age. So yeah, pretty great. It's a very well put together greatest hits. I usually don't like greatest hits, but this one is very well put together. The songs are in order, which I actually prefer when they are in the order that the singles were released. And this is a lot of great stuff on here. I guess the only thing that kind of bothers me is that this is White Zombie's greatest hits and Rob Zombie's greatest hits. So that can be a little confusing if you want to keep the two entities separated. So the first, I think, 5 songs are White Zombie, and then tracks 6 through 19 are Rob Zombie, I believe. We'll look at the book in a minute. But the White Zombie stuff is pretty great. You get Thunder Kiss 65 kicking things off nicely. You get Black Sunshine with a great feature by Iggy Pop on vocals. You get Feed the Gods, More Human Than Human. We've all heard that one, right? Supercharger Heaven. And then getting into the Rob Zombie stuff, I believe, starts with I'm your boogeyman, and I'm here to do whatever I can. Hands of Death, Burn Baby Burn with Alice Cooper. That's a lot of fun as well. The Great American Nightmare featuring Howard Stern of all people. What's up with that? I need to listen to that and see if Howard Stern, like, what is he doing? Dracula is the first, like, really, like, huge hit from Solo Zombie. At least I think so. I've never really heard these other songs on the radio. Maybe I'm Your Boogeyman, I think I did hear at some point on the radio. Then we got Super Beast, which is a great one. Feel So Numb and Never Gonna Stop the Red Red Groovy, which we've talked about. Demon Speeding, Brick House 2003 featuring Lionel Richie and Trina. This is crazy features on here. And then you got track 16, which I scribbled out the name of, told my parents that it came that way. It didn't come that way. There's a really bad word on track 16. Look it up. It's actually a good song. I really like that one. Two Lane Blacktop and Girl on Fire are the 2 new songs on here, and I really like them a lot, particularly Two Lane Blacktop. Some of Rob Zombie's finest work, in my opinion, so it kind of fit nicely on this really perfect greatest hits. And then you get disc 2, which is a DVD of Thunder Kiss 65, More Human Than Human, Dracula, Living Dead Girl, Super Beast, Never Gonna Stop the Red Red Groovy, Feel So Numb, Demonoid Phenomenon, Return of the Phantom Stranger, and Spook Show Baby. Some of those are, those last 3 videos are unreleased up until this point. I really love the packaging. This is a huge, really thick CD that I've got here. Really beautiful. You got watching a zombie concert is like seeing every drop of ink coming to life in a tattoo parlor. Frank Zappa told me it's simply this: either you get it or you don't. Rob gets it. We'll go into the book. This is the best smelling book ever. Oh, why does it smell so good? Love the imagery in here. Rob Zombie over the years. This is real New York Underground. Oh man, he actually looks different there. We'll get a I don't think there's anything super offensive in here because I've cut it out. Creepy crawling flesh maggots of doom and glorified monster munching brain creatures. Deliverance. Ooh, love that. In Person on a Rampage. Check this out. Rob Zombie from 85 to 2003. From the year I was born to the year I graduated high school. So, that's pretty cool, right? Some monsters. A monster. Rob Zombie and wife, Sherry Moon Zombie. Never Gonna Stop, the Red Groovy. Never gonna stop me, never gonna stop, never gonna stop me, never gonna stop. Never gonna stop me, never gonna stop. There's him with a little piece cut out of him because I had to get rid of the evidence. There's the bonus DVD track listing. And here is the stranger along the road, waiting for her while she called, then rode off with her again. An hour later, the stranger had vanished. Dun dun dun. I thank Scott Humphrey, Tommy Lee, Johnny Ramone, Alice Cooper, Ted Kedrick, Josh Freese. Thanks a lot of really cool people. Phil X, Mom and Pop Zombie, the cast of 1,000 Corpses, and special thanks to my lovely wife, Sherry. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty good. If you're new to Rob Zombie, the past, present, and future greatest hits from 2003 is an excellent way to start. I'm not like the #1 Rob Zombie fan, and this is just this whole thing it's one of my favorite greatest hits by anybody. It's a lot of fun to listen to. Highly recommend it. If you don't want to, you don't have time to listen to all 6 albums. This has got stuff from a lot of them. So check it out. Check it out. Hey, you could, if you don't want to, that's fine. You can listen to Try This by Pink. It's a pretty good one too. Okay, guys, please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.